First one's the easy one. First and last name, where are you from?
Marshall Brandon Hembree from Greenville, Georgia.
There you go. We've sat across from each other in this environment before and talked about this match. This time, you're in it. You did it.
Yep.
That feel good for you?
Man, it feels real good. Little redemption. Had optic issues the first year, and then had some ammo-related issues the second year, and finally to put it all back together. So I've had optic issues basically up till about the first half of this year. So swap scopes, and everything goes back to working like it's supposed to. So good deal there.
You've been around this thing for a while. I mean, the first two people in the room were new blood. You've been here.
Yep.
You've seen it. The level of competition, do you feel like it has risen? Is it harder to be here than it was in the past?
I believe so. I mean, the target sizes we shot this weekend is astronomically small, just to say the least. I mean, we're shooting 1 MOA to 1 1/4 MOA targets out to 1,000 yards pretty much for most of the match on Saturday and Friday and Saturday. And then, man, the level of competition, being able to shoot these targets, in a 90-second frame is, being able to take in the wind, what it's doing, and put it all together, and people are cleaning these stages, and it just makes you just go, wow. This wouldn't have been possible 2 or 3 years ago, I don't think, what we're doing now. But the level of competition has stepped up. Everybody stepped up their game. There's more training. There's more involvement for the whole shooting community. So it's come full circle.
The weather in Middle Tennessee has been challenging, to say the least, over the last 2 days. And it's cold and windy now. And it's going to be cold and potentially windy again tomorrow. How's that?
That's good for me, because I was sitting, I think after day one, I was sitting 14th. And then had a pretty good run today, just knocking the dust off, because I don't get a whole lot of chance to train or anything like that. So made it all the way up to third after day two. So a pretty good strong run. I usually do pretty good in the wind and have some things that work in my favor. So the wind and the cold and all that stuff, it doesn't bother me one bit.
Take me through the rifle.
So I've got a Exodus built rifle by Joe Walls out of Florida, running Tate Streeter's Action Impact, and then I've got a Foundation stock for John Kyle makes those, and then Bixen anti-trigger, APA brake, and APA bottom metal. I'm running Alpha Dasher brass, Burgers 105 hybrids, pretty much running Varget, running it pretty sporty, about 3,000 feet a second out of a 6 Dasher. Accutac bipods, and there's more that I know I'm leaving out, but that's pretty much the mainstay. Of course, I'm leaving out Armageddon gear. Tom supported me from the get-go from years back, and so yeah, it's been a great ride for the least.
I need it separate from the rifle description, so I'm going to ask you, tell me the caliber of the rifle.
It's a 6 Dasher,
awesome.
And just running 105 hybrids at about 3,000.
That's rock and roll. You've been in this position before. You've had problems with your gear. Is the gear squared away this time? Like, the gear is good enough to get you to third out of the 2-day match. Is the gear good enough to win this match?
Gear is good enough to win as long as I can do my part. The movers kind of challenged me a little bit because I don't get a chance to train on them except for at matches. So movers my biggest deal. I dropped a lot of points on Friday due to movers, but I've got them kind of worked out now. So I think we're pretty well squared away. My rifle, man, it's getting a little long in the tooth. It's sitting around 2,300 rounds on it. Right now it's probably got about 2,400 on it with the match. But man, it's a hammer. Krieger barrels, so another one of my great sponsors. I didn't even forget them, but the consistency, I can go from barrel to barrel and I just keep passing them down, and I've got some that's got over 3,000 rounds on them and they still shoot just as good as they did from day one. So amazing work on their end too.
There's money, and there has been money already awarded in the 2-day match. I mean, $20,000 worth of stage money. How much do you have in the bank at this point?
Right now, at $0 in the bank. So no stage wins. Just try to shoot consistent. Try not to. Just trying to make sure I'm there for day 3 instead of just going for broke. And there's a lot of guys that got checks yesterday and today that didn't make it for day 3. You know, all the competition here, man, it's really stiff. All these guys pretty much can win and have won, and that's why they're here right now. So, man, kudos to everybody that keeps bringing it time and time again, and it keeps raising the bar for everybody.
You think you can win it?
I think I can, really do. Like I said, I was sitting 14th after day one, and then after day two, I made a pretty good run today in the wind with all the conditions and cold, and finished out at third. So I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Well, we know it's an even playing field starting tomorrow. Everybody's back to zero, so you know Francis doesn't have his lead anymore.
Correct.
But neither do you. So
correct.
You know, it starts with the first shot tomorrow, and we see where we're going to go.
That's correct.
Awesome, man. What's the secret? What's it going to take for Brandon Hembree to win this thing?
Man, just consistency. You know, stay. You know, don't leave any shot. You know, man. Make every shot I have a chance to get there. You know, every shot counts. You know, at the end of the day, the end of the season, you know, there's one or two shots here and there. You know, you've got to fight for every single shot. And to get you there to the end of the podium and get you up there and into the top, that's what it's going to take.
There you go. You got it, brother. You're off the hook. Good job.
You've made it this far in the video, and for that, we thank you. If you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel, and we'll keep the uploads coming.